I'm your host, Cohen Vogel, and this is Saturday Morning Recorded. And for today's special guest, that's my friend, Jesse Margolies. For your weekly tidbit of news, it's that vampire bats' fangs are so sharp that you may not even feel being bitten by one, and then their saliva numbs all the pain, so they can suck the blood of their prey for at least 30 minutes. That's crazy. Here's your special guest.
Okay. Our special guest this week is my friend Jesse Margolies. So what school do you go to and what are you studying?
I go to Arizona State University in Tempe, and I am a biology student with a medical concentration.
What does that mean?
So I am just a general biology student. I take all the basic genetics, evolution, chemistry, but I am a pre-med student, and so I am taking the necessary coursework to apply to medical school.
And then what are you doing this summer?
So yeah, this summer I am in Miami right now at Florida International University, and I am in a program. It's called an REU, which is a research experience for undergraduates. So I applied to this REU program at FIU, which is environmentally based. So I applied, I got in, they flew me down here, placed me into a lab, and I am studying how different environmental stressors such as pH, salinity, pollution, stuff like that, impact sea urchins. I didn't specifically choose sea urchins. That's just, the lab I got placed into, but I've come to love it. Sea urchins are a very important member of coastal ecosystems, specifically in coral reefs. And so recently, in the last 30 years, sea urchin populations have been decimated off the coast of Florida because of, climate change and all the pollution and stuff that's going on here. And sea urchins are actually a good indicator of coral reef health. And so because sea urchin populations have been decimated, the coral reefs are starting to get overrun with algae and pretty much die off because of that. And coral reefs are a huge part of ocean and just biodiversity in general. And so healthy coral reefs depend on sea urchins, and because the sea urchins aren't able to survive in these conditions, we got to study them more and see what conditions they can tolerate and whatnot to try to reintroduce them and do what we can to save those populations. So I've been studying how different salinities impact sea urchins both developmentally, looking at different characteristics and how they develop phenotypically, seeing if under this salinity, how will sea urchins undergo normal development, or will something go wrong? And I've also been looking at adult sea urchins and their tolerance to different salinities as well. So that's the work I'm been doing this summer, and I have been loving it.
And then while you were living in Aberdeen, you played a lot of soccer and tennis. Do you still play those sports? And if not, do you do something else to occupy your free time?
I have not been playing a lot of soccer, but I have played arguably more tennis in college than I have in high school. Since going to ASU, I joined the club tennis team and have been playing for a few years there. And I'm actually a team captain now. And so pretty much helping out and running practices. And yeah, I'm having a great time with it. Other than that, started hammocking and playing the ukulele during quarantine. That was my little project. And yeah, just having fun.
And then for your final question, it will be, what is your favorite book?
Favorite book. I don't know if I can single out my favorite book, but the last book I read was Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, talking about him growing up in South Africa during apartheid. And it was a great book. I would recommend it.
Thank you. That's all the time we have for you today.
Thanks, Cohen.
Here's 30 seconds of nature. Here's Eva's word of the week.
Voracious.
Here's the Take 5.
This week's Take 5. For your first question, it will be, are you a morning person or night person?
Morning.
How do you like your eggs?
Over easy or scrambled with some cheese in it.
What's your favorite sitcom?
Favorite sitcom has to be How I Met Your Mother.
Have you ever peed in a pool?
Not in a pool. Definitely peed in the ocean today.
And then, if you could help out an endangered species of your choice, what would you choose?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm actually working with an endangered species of sea urchins. So that's got to be high up on there right now. But I mean, there's hundreds of thousands, and I'd love to save them all.
Thank you.
Jesse is right. There are hundreds and countless of animals that are endangered, so you should definitely go help out every single species out there, even though it's a lot, but you should definitely try to help out a lot of species so they can get the help that they need to not go extinct. For my book recommendation this week, I'm recommending this book, Arusha and the End of Time. It's a really great book, and it's really cool, and you should definitely check it out if you already haven't. For my adventure this week, I did a science experiment on the diets of squirrels that live in my neighborhood. So I had a table with 4 types of nuts: walnuts, almonds, cashews, and pistachios. Right away, nothing took from them. Then the birds started taking them, and then at the last few days, the squirrels started taking them. I discovered that they buried the almonds. They buried the almonds and cashews. They ate their walnuts and buried a few. And then they didn't touch the pistachios that much. The only time I saw an animal actually eat pistachios was a bird. He ate 3 pistachios, and that's it. But it was really fun, and it was kind of cool. I'm your host, Cohen Vogel, signing off.